All right. Okay, I'm business. Nick, your mic is muted now. Miss, your mic is muted and
stop the sharing again. Okay. Okay.
So when making nice, you can decide to because you have the most control.
Yeah.
So that's right, click on them, mute them.
I got you. Thank ya. All right. Can you hear me now, guys? Can you hear me?
Sure.
Yes, we can.
Excellent. All right. Are you seeing the screen about relationships? The screen on relationship. Are you seeing that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So as I was saying to you before, you created 3 databases, right? With 2 tables each. And what you realize is that in each database, none of the tables are connected. For us to have a functional database, our tables need to be connected. One needs to be connected to another. Or maybe one connected to 2 or one connected to 3. But the whole idea is that when it's all said and done, every table must be connected. So that is what we're going to look at now. How do we go about connecting and what type of relationship will exist between and among tables? So that's the next step. All right. So first and foremost, as you can see, the relationship is an association or a link of the entities. So all your tables will be linked, and that means a relationship would have been established. So a relationship is established by what? We are going to connect our foreign key in one table to the primary key of another table. Now, this concept is extremely important because you need to make sure that the primary key and the foreign key that you're connecting are storing the same kind of data and are essentially for the same purpose. So if we're going to be connecting student ID from the student table, and we want to connect it to the grades table, right? The grades table would maybe have some other primary key, but it would maybe have the foreign key, which is a student ID. And those are the 2 that you would connect. Any questions so far? No? All right, good. So if you look at this example here, you'd realize that we have the department entity, we have the employee entity. right? And for the department, the primary key is department number. And for employee, the primary key is employee number. But as you can notice here, it has a foreign key, which is department key. Now, what you would need to do is connect the primary key for department with the foreign key for employee for the relationship to be established. Good? Now, the next thing is that you need to understand that there are 3 types of relationships between tables. Now, when we say there's a relationship, we're more talking about instances of a particular primary key in another table. So obviously it will be the entity that has the foreign key. So what we're looking at is how many instances of one thing you can find in another table. So we have 3 degrees of relationship or 3 cardinalities. We have the one-to-one, the one-to-many, and the many-to-one. Now when you're trying to understand cardinalities, you have to read from both ends. So if you're looking at, let me go up and look at this one here. All right, stop. Okay, 1 second. All right, sorry guys, 1 second. I'll just use a keyboard. All right, if we look at this right here, this is a one-to-many relationship. How do I know this? I have only one crowbar on the employee side, and that crowbar means a many is taking place. So I'm going to say to you how we normally read this thing. We will say each department will be found many times in the employee table, while each employee that you have here, you will see them only once in the department table. That's what this is saying. A one-to-many relationship. So you have to read from both sides. So for each department will have many employees, and each employee is in one department. So that's a one-to-one relationship. Saying it again, each department will have many employees. Each employee will be only in one department. Any questions? No? All right. So let us take a look at each of the cardinalities now. So when we look at the one-to-one relationship, what we're saying is that we have one occurrence of each in both entities. So when we link them, we realize that one instance in one instance in the other. This is an excellent example of what the Bible dictates, that each man should be married to one woman, and each woman should be married to one man. We're not going to argue that one. No. Okay. And then we then we have the one-to-many relationship, which I had explained to you before. So for the one-to-many relationship, this is where one occurrence is here, that's better. One occurrence in an entity relates to many occurrences in another. So if you look at this example here, again, we read from both sides. So let us start from the manager side. So you notice the side that I'm starting on and always say each, right? So for each manager, you have many employees that you manage. So each manager manages many employees, while each employee is managed by one manager. So when you're doing the one-to-many relationship, you have to read from both ends, starting with each. All right? 1 second. All right. The many-to-many relationship now is obviously different. So this is where we are saying many occurrences in an entity relates to many occurrences in another entity. Let us look at the example that is here. We are seeing that for each lecturer, oh, I think it should, excuse me a sec, guys. Okay, Transfer. I just want to make sure say I have them, you know. My documents. This mouse have issues. Mm-hmm. No, this part, the roller, yeah. I think it's transferred. I hope I never should be flashback.
No problem.
All right. So let's go again. Sorry about that. So when we read this now, it's going to be saying for each lecturer, right? You would teach many students, while each student will have many lecturers. Make sense? Now, what normally happens here is that we do not encourage a many-to-many relationship. It's not encouraged any at all. So how do we handle a many-to-many relationship? Because if it occurs, we have to fix it by including an associative entity, right? So that you can only have one-to-one or one-to-many. So yes, many-to-many exist, but we don't encourage it. So we have to try and solve it as much as possible. So I am going to open up a Word document and show you how we would fix this kind of, let's stop sharing. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Hopefully next week I would have learned. I'm not a slow learner, you know, hopefully. Yes. All right, so I'm going to share with you now a new screen. All right, so again, as I was saying to you before, we have this situation occurring. We have the lecturer, and we have, let me just type in lecturer, and we also have the student. All right, so we have the student, and we realize that we have a many-to-many relationship because for each lecturer now can have, let me just show you how we do it. So we are going to form a connection now. A connection is formed. So we need to know what type of relationship exists. So we're going to say for each lecturer teaches many students. So it means that we need a crowbar. I tend to just use that. I'll turn it. Can I turn it? Oh, rotate. And then what I would do here is remove the color. Yeah. All right. So what you have here is, I'm sure you can make it neater, but okay. So for each lecturer has or teaches many students, while each student is taught by many lecturers. So what will happen here now? Let me just rotate this. All right, so what you have is a many-to-many relationship. We don't encourage this. So what we do is that we have an associative entity. What I want to show you right now is the primary key so that we don't lose track of what is happening here. So I'll just drop that in. All right, so we have lecturer ID. And this would be our primary key. And here we have our student ID. Yes, and that would be your primary key for the student table. Okay, so what is it that we recommend now? We recommend that you have an associative entity. So let's put that in. But the associative entity now is going to be connecting the student and the lecturer. So what you would have here, let me just come in a little. Yeah, that's how you normally name it. You just give it the name student teacher, you know. Or you could just say student teacher assignment, something like that. All right. And then what will happen now is that the primary keys of both tables are going to form the primary key of our associative entity. Yes. So if you notice here, we have now, we're not going to have a many-to-many relationship anymore. So what we would have is, in this case, for each lecturer that you have here, you'll have them assigned to many students in here. So that means that this will now come over here and this will come here. And you would have two one-to-many relationships instead of a many-to-many relationship. So let me go again. So for each lecturer would be assigned many students, while each student would be assigned to many teachers or be taught by many teachers. Any questions? Please ask me questions. All right, Dexter, do you understand what this is saying?
Certainly.
All right, Jessica, are you okay? Jessica, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I understand.
Good. Dana, do you understand?
Yes, I'm following.
Good. Ophelia?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And Rosaline? Great. All right.
Yes.
How are we doing, guys?
So
Excellent. Okay. So I hope that you really do understand, because you know I'm going to come with an assignment thing, right? You know that. All right. The little time as a teacher, you notice everything is tested. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how we form a relationship in Access. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to be opening my database activity 1. I will do activity 1 for you, then you do it for yourself, and then you're going to try it now for activity 2 and activity 3. And I want you to tell me what type of relationships were formed. All right? So let me see. Okay. I need to open my... Okay. All right, sharing time. What am I sharing? Where's the database? Okay, good. All right, very good. Are you seeing my database? Yeah, are you seeing my database? Yes? All right, good. Okay, so if you notice now, I am not at the file menu, right? I am not at create, I am at database tools. When I go to database tools now, I am going to click on relationships, because I would like to form relationship between department and students. To form the relationship between department and student, I need to add both of them. So I'm going to add department and I'm going to add student. If you find that you end up adding one twice, all you have to do is just right click and well, that's not there, but you can just click on it and delete. Now, I really do need that table, so I'm going to put it back. How did I get it? I just right click, click on show table, and then student is the one that I had accidentally deleted per se. And then we have what we need. So we have the two tables. Now, do you remember the rule associated with forming relationships? Rosalind? Rosalind not here? No? Or should I, maybe.
Step down.
Yeah, Dana, do you remember the rule for forming the relationship between two tables? I thought you said you understood. And
Yeah,
guys,
and if it's supposed to be unique, it's if we have how do you call it? The keys are the same. We're supposed to
you have to connect the two.
yes, try to connect the two. Yes.
And if you're going to connect the two, you have to use one of the primary keys of one of the table and hope that there's a foreign key in the other. So do we have a situation where we can do some form of connection?
Well, we have for students we have an ID and we also have department ID. That's
Or
only
two different IDs.
yeah, two different types of
So
IDs.
we can't connect those two.
No, we cannot connect those two.
But do you see anything else that we could connect?
Department ID and departments will not be able to connect.
Yes, but we can double check. So I agree with you. So let us look at how department ID looks in the department table. You see how it looks? So department ID is the one with COMEDUSS. Let us now look at how the student table looks and look at department. The data is what? The same. You notice it? So these are the two that we need to connect. Cool? All right, so let us go back to the relationship. How do I connect? Watch me now. I am going to click where department ID is, and then I am going to travel over to department. That means I want to connect department ID and department. I'm going to let go now. I must ensure that I enforce referential integrity. Remember, we spoke about data integrity, right? Ensuring that the data that we have is correct and we can trust it. We have to enforce referential integrity. When we enforce referential integrity, then we say create. Oh, we have to close them. So let me just close the tables that I just opened. All right, let's go again. Hold down where department ID is and you connect to department. Enforce referential integrity and you create. Now, what type of relationship are we seeing here?
Is that one to many?
A one-to-many relationship. So what we're saying is that each student is in one department, because you notice where the one is. So each student is in one department while each department has many students. Let us look at the department table and confirm. So only one department here. So for each department that we have here, we realize that, look at EDU, many students is in the department. So for each department, we can see many students here, but for each student, they can only be assigned to one department, and you can see that. So Mary Jane is not in two departments. Mary Jane is only in one. Nyoka English is only in one. So what we have here is a one-to-many relationship. Each department has many students, while each student is in one department. Are we cool? All right. Okay, so I want you to try that for yourself now, and then try the others and tell me what you used to connect them. Trial and error is fine. Nothing is wrong if you get it wrong the first time, but try and try again. Tell me when you're ready. And then I'm going to ask some of you to share your screen so that we can see what you did and what you connected.
Okay. Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
Am I supposed to be seeing the two files together as is on your screen? Department and students?
Yes, what
Because
you have.
I'm only seeing one at a time.
Okay, if you want to see, oh, you mean up here?
No, in my
Yeah, I mean, no, for you, you're seeing only one up here, up at the top?
yes,
Oh, because you
yes,
haven't opened the other.
but
Show me what you have on your screen. Let me stop, man. Show me what you have.
okay, here.
Miss, how do I delete an extra entity again?
You still have an extra entity?
For instance, I added one twice.
Okay, so just click on the extra one and press delete on your keyboard.
Oh, okay.
All
All
right,
right, thanks.
you are seeing my screen, right?
Yes, I'm seeing your screen with only the student table.
Right. Now, if I go on File and I go to Recent, I see all of them there, but
All right, open activity one.
okay.
Did you do each table in a new file?
Yes.
Oh, two
That's not
tables. How many files are supposed to have? You're supposed to have 3 files for the 3 activities. So you should have 2 tables in each file.
Oh God.
All right. Let me see now. Open the one that has student work with what department?
That's students.
All right. Leave this open and open the one that has department.
What I find is okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so you have the one with student and department, eh? Open student, let me see.
Yes.
Department.
This is student.
Open department. All right, cool. So you want to close them before you try to establish a relationship. So close them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't establish a relationship unless you have closed them.
So I close. What do I do now?
You close the entire thing? No, open it back.
Oh my God! Please.
You close it. It's all right. It's all right. You're just learning it. Don't worry.
So I have to go back to Microsoft Access.
Yeah, that's fine.
Open.
I remember which one it was?
I've been trying to look. Okay, activity 1.
It was activity 1. I think it was the department. That one. Yeah. Yes. Okay, they're both. All right, I want you to open it back and let me teach you how to close it. Double click on department.
All right.
When I say close it, you're going to go over to where the heading department is. Over right, and it's colored orange. Yes, and right click.
Oh.
And then close. Now you're going to go to database tool now, because both of them are closed. Go to database tool.
That's which one? The student?
No, so you have file, home, create, external data, database tools. Go to data. No, up the top. Okay. What you do a little while ago? Open back where you were. Open back the department.
Okay. So.
All right. I want you to go up to the menu bar where you have. Don't click anything yet. Right up by the up the top. Go up some more. Right yes. Here? Find database tools. The last option you have. No, not in create. See it right there beside. You have create, then you have external data. No, look, carry the cursor across. You have create
Right
external data. Now click on database tools over there. Right. Click on that. No, you right click it instead of left click. Okay, and then you're gonna click on relationships below.
Oh, right here.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now you need to connect the two tables, right? So it's already highlighted in department. So click add. Then click on student.
Oh, right now.
And then add. Good. And then close. Now you're going to do your connection. Remember what I said you're going to connect? Department ID with department. So you're going to hold the cursor down. So you have to click where department ID is. Click the left button and don't lift up the mouse. And then drag down to click, drag. Don't let go. Drag right to where department is.
Right here.
No, to the department, DPT, DEPT.
Where is that?
In the student table.
Oh, right here.
No, that's ID.
This one?
I see you pointing to ID. All right, that, yes.
Okay.
Let go. Good. And you notice in the table it says you're connecting department ID with department.
Okay, yes.
Enforce referential integrity.
Right here.
Yeah, and then create.
Okay.
Good. So now you have your one-to-many relationship. So what you're saying is that each department has many students while each student is in one department. Congratulations, Rosaline.
Thank you. I'm going to try that.
Yes.
I need to try that.
Yes, Ophelia?
Okay. Should I stop sharing now? Should I stop sharing?
Yes, Rosaline.
Okay.
I did the first one already. I'm doing the second one and it's giving me a little problem.
You're giving a problem?
I don't know why.
Okay, so tell me which one.
The second one I'm doing. Do you want me to share it?
Sure. Those who are finished, can you open up the activity, please, on ERD?
Miss, I have a question.
For now. Yeah, all right, 1 second. Who is saying that they have a question?
Rosaline.
Okay, yes, Rosaline?
Yes, I just want to make sense out of all this information. What does that really help me to do?
Okay, what you're trying to do, right, is ensure that when you're connecting your tables, they are connected by like data. So remember, you know, everything that you have, every table that you have must be connected for it to be a system that is functional.
Okay.
Right, so we have to find the fields that we can connect in tables. So we need to form relationships among the tables that need the relationships to be formed, so that we can ensure that data is you have data integrity, and also that people don't end up putting in redundant data and all those kind of stuff. So that's why we're doing all of this. We create our tables.
Okay, and then we test in the relationship.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we don't normally enter data into the table before we form relationships. We normally form the relationships first and then enter the data. But, you know, the best way to go about teaching it is to first, you know, allow students to enter the data and then form the connection, and then they can actually see what is happening. Because you notice when we did the student department, that database, you notice I was able to say to you, look at department ID in department, look at department in student table. You notice that they have the same kind of data, and because of that, you're able to connect. So what we're trying to do is have our disjointed tables meeting now and connecting and communicating with each other. So when it's time for us to ask questions, because we're going to be doing queries, So when it's time for us to ask questions now, we can get the answers that we need. And we don't have to get answers only from one table, but from tables that are connected to each other.
Okay.
So if I wanted to know all the students who are in the education department, I would have a hard task of getting that, because if the tables weren't connected, because one table has students and another table has what? Departments. And as a matter of fact, if I didn't want to use the code, but if I wanted to see all the students in a particular department spelled out and everything and see what's a maximum number and so forth, because of the connection, I can get all the data that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the tables are not connected, you cannot get cross-reference data and so forth.
All right.
Yeah. Ophelia?
Yes.
Your time.
Yes, I was saying
Okay.
I'm connecting and I'm asking to create.
I complain.
The first one I didn't.
It's already in use. Okay, that means you need to close it. So okay. Press OK. X out. X out of that edit relationship window. No problem, yes. No man, cancel it. Just cancel. Cancel it. You have to start over. Good. All right. You have to close the quantity table and the item table. So no, leave those alone. No. Ophelia, you have to listen to me, you know, or else you're going to be very confused. All right, so let's go again. You're going to close the quantity table. You're going to go over where you see quantity table is. Not right. Oh, you're misinterpreting me. Right there, yes. Right click. Well, right click. And close it. Do the same thing for item table. There you go. All right, now you can do the connection now. Enforce referential integrity. You're going to have to remove that. So you're going to go where the line is, right click it and delete. The line that connects the two tables, go to where it is, point at it, right click and delete. All right, and do the relationship again, say yes.
Miss Rodney?
Yeah, who is that? Yes, Dana.
I think I did something wrong in my first table. I don't know. I accidentally pressed something and my relationship came off. I tried doing it again and it's giving me some kind of message.
Okay, all right. So Ophelia got hers working, so I can look at yours now. So Ophelia, can you stop sharing for me, please, so I can see Dana's? Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dana. I'm waiting for you.
And you said no?
Yes, no unique index found for the reference field of the primary table. So the primary table is your department table. All right, close it for me and open up your department table. Let me see what's going on in there.
Close all of this?
No, just go to the department table. Let me see it. Not that one. Go over so I can view it, how you populate it. Double click it. Yeah. Okay, so you have com, edu, ss. Okay, go to the student table. Open the student table. Let me see, please. Okay. And what were you trying to connect again? Go to
the department ID with the department.
Department ID with
department.
Click on department again. Click on department table, yes. Edu. Okay. Go back to student. Let me see the student table again. All right, I want you to right click the student and I want you to go into design view. Okay, so for department you're using text. Okay, go to department now and go to design view. Let me see what's there. All right, good. Close both tables for me, please. All right, Dana. So let us connect. So show me what you were connecting again.
We're connecting department name.
No. You have to, one of them, close out of that. So what you were connecting was the wrong thing. You are trying to connect department name with department, and that's where your problem is. I'm going to show you why. Open back student. You can double click it, and it would work.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I want you to look at what is in department. In department, you have EDU, SS, EDU, COM, and so forth, right? Yes. Open department table.
Open it?
Yeah. All right, you notice that you are trying to connect department name and with department in students. Department name doesn't have COM, EDU, and SS. It's department ID that has that.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Department ID to department.
Okay, but you actually said department name. You were trying to connect department name to department. So, all right, close now and do what? What was that, Dana?
It was department ID to department name.
No. All right, let me see what you would do now. Close back the student and department because you can't form relationships if they're open. All right, show me what you wanted to do now.
Well, the first one I was trying to do what you said. I did it, it worked, and then for some reason, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Department, well, it's supposed to be department ID to department. To department.
And for preferential integrity.
And a while ago, it was given an error message. I don't know why.
Because you were using department name by mistake.
Oh, okay.
You were connecting department name to department.
Because I said it worked, and then all of a sudden it didn't work again.
Yeah. Oh, you were actually trying to connect two different kind of data. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now.
All right. So, okay, let us do a check now. You finish all the relationship connections. Excellent. Dexon, I see you nodding. Very good. Rosaline, you're finished with all?
No, miss. Actually, I was just watching what was happening with dinner and.
Oh, okay. Because you can learn from that also. So that's a good thing to do. So Dana is fine with department, and so you have one more to do, Dana. Right. And Ophelia, you finished with everything? Okay, good. All right. So what? And Jessica, sorry, Jessica, you were gone, and then yes. Hello, Jessica. Not if you're finished.
Yeah, I'm done.
Excellent. So what type of relationship you had in the third activity? Jessica, what type of relationship you had in the third activity? Ready, Jessica? Type of relationship?
Yes. In the third activity, I had a one-to-many relationship.
Everybody agrees with that? The third one. Dexter, you agree? Ophelia, that's what you have?
1 to many where 1 is a teacher.
The third activity is not the one with the item table.
No, that's the teacher in the form.
It's the Form 5R and
Five.
teachers.
That's
Okay,
right.
which one has the item table?
The second one.
Item.
The second one. Oh, okay, then I agree, because I thought it was the one I'm thinking about. I thought that was the third one. So the second one was what type of relationship? What you got, Rosaline? Thank you, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
What type of relationship you had, Rosaline? Talk again, sorry.
Excuse me?
What type of relationship for the second activity?
I'm still a little bit struggling with it.
I thought you were finished.
No.
No. All right, Jessica, can you show Rosaline how your connection looks for the second activity, the relationship?
And
Yeah.
remember, I did everyone in a different file.
Oh, yes.
So I have to try to put them in the same file, which I don't know how to do that yet.
The convert, yeah, man, copy the table and paste it. What were you doing, Rosaline?
Oh, so I could copy and paste.
Yeah, man, copy the table. You just right click, where you would say right click on design view. You just right click, copy, go into the database that you want to and say paste.
Okay. I mean, I know I will get it, but it's just taking me a little time.
Yes. All right, so okay, when you get it, Rosaline, all will be well.
I would still like Jessica to show me, or somebody, just to do one again and just show me how to do that.
All right, Jessica, you have it up? The second relationship? The second activity? Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes, Dexter? You have it?
Sure. Yes, I do.
Okay, so can you share it, please?
Sure. Second activity.
Yes, the one with the one-to-one relationship.
Sure. Give me a moment, please.
Thank you. Hmm?
Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it?
Rosaline is seeing, she's nodding. Okay, great. So, okay, as you can see, the item code in the item table is connected to the quantity, to the item code in the quantity table. And what you have there is a one-to-one relationship taking place. So for each item, you would have only one quantity info for it, and for each quantity info, it is attached to one item. So you have a one-to-one relationship existing. If Dexon, can you open your table for me, please? Yes. So if you look at item code 001, open the item table, please. Yes, it's only connected to one. So when you form it's only when you form the relationship you can do that, right, Dexon? So if you notice, he had blasted open for us, and we realize that for item code 001, only sardine is attached to that one, and we can try that 004 and see what is attached to it. Yes, and salmon is the one that is attached to 004. Thank you so very much, Dexton. Our next step is to look at drawing or yes, Ophelia?
My thing got messed up. My first table.
Can you repeat that, please?
My first table got messed up. My first table got messed up. I wanted to view it. For 1 minute, please.
Can't make out what you're saying though.
Say it again, Afida.
I said my first table,
Yeah.
very first activity got messed up. So I'm going to share a screen for you to help me sort it out.
Oh, okay.
That's it there.
Okay. So what am I looking for now, Ophelia? All right, I'm seeing the all right, do me a favor. Click the down arrow where you see all tables.
All tables?
Yeah, there's a down arrow where you see all tables. Up more. Yeah, up more. No, you gone too far. All tables, yes. Click on it for me. And I want to see. Tables and related views. Okay. All right. All right. Deselect all tables down the bottom. That means just click on it again to remove it. All right. And then, okay. All right. Okay. Go to your, click on relationship now. Let me see what's happening. Okay. You have a lot of things going on there. But okay, you want to connect department and students. Agree?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so click on department and add. Click on student and add. Go ahead, X out now. Go ahead, connect. No, we connect. No, wrong place. Cancel. We're connecting department ID with department. No, wrong place again. All right, do you know why we're connecting department ID with department?
Department ID, department name.
No, you're connecting department ID with department. No, not with the name. Cancel.
Department ID, department.
With department.
Right.
Go down some more. You're still going to, all right. You're still going to full name. Yes, that's it. Enforce referential. Create.
That's what it's saying.
Okay, all right. Okay. Click OK and close out and let me look at the data in those tables. All right, I want you to open both department and student table.
How do I open them?
All right, so department over by the left-hand side, it says department : table. Not that. Go over some more.
Okay.
Open it, let me see. All right, open the student table now. Click the down arrow where department is, yes. Let me see the students table, yeah. Click on departments at the top, beside relationship. Right click and let me see the design view.
Right click on?
Right click department. Design view. All right. Right click student. Design view. Okay. All right, close both tables. I don't see a problem with them.
How do I close it?
Oh, just right click and close.
Okay. Right again?
All right, yes. Hold on 1 second. right click department for me. The department, yes, up the top, yes, right click. Go to design, to the table design. I saw something. Table design, the department ID needs to be a primary key. So it's not a primary key right now. To make it a primary key, look in your menu up the top. You notice it says it has a key. Click on the primary. Yes, click it. Good. Now close it. It will ask you to save and say yes. Remember that every table must have a primary key. So that was what was missing. Close now. It will say, it will ask to save, and then yeah. Good. Connect now. If you connect, it should work. Very good. All right. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write 2 sentences on something that you learned from this whole table creation and the relationship linking. Just write 2 things that you learned. And then we're going to share it with each other, and then we're going to move on to the activities that I have for you to draw ERD diagrams. Ready? You write your 2 sentences already? Ready?
No, we're having a conversation.
Oh, you started with the activity already? Good, good. That's why all of them are up. So we can linger on those who need the attention, and those who don't need it that much can get something to do. Next time you were working on the ERD activity?
I was
Miss,
trying
I'm
to.
sharing the last one. Miss,
What's that one?
the last one, just asking if it's okay.
You have too many things open there. That's a table form 5R, table teacher. Yes, delete. Just click on it and delete. Okay. Remove that connection that you have there. Click on it and then delete. Yeah. Extend the width or the length, sorry, of the form R table. I can see everything in teacher, but I can't see everything in form R, 5R. Good. Now, what do you think should be the connection between the 2 tables?
First name and last name.
You have to choose one thing to connect.
So you cannot connect to?
But that first name represents the student. Are you trying to connect it with the first name of a teacher?
Okay.
You see the problem? That last name is for teacher. Are you trying to connect it to the last name of a student? You sure that's the connection you want?
No.
So I don't want you to do anything yet. Just look, apart from just looking at the 2 tables, and see what 2 fields can connect. Remember that one of the fields that will connect is going to be a primary key. That's one thing to remember. One of the fields that you're connecting must be a primary key.
Okay, is it math teacher and teacher ID?
Repeat that for me, Ophelia.
Math teacher and teacher ID?
Exactly. That's it. So you need to look at the tables and remember that one of the things that you're connecting must be a primary key. As long as you remember that, you're good to go. All right, you have something in yeah, you have something inside of teacher ID that might be posing the problem. It's teacher or it's form R. Form 5R. Open form 5R. Let me see. If the data from the teacher table for teacher ID don't match, not table design, I want actual info. So right click and go to no, that won't help. Go back up. Right click on Form 5R. And I want you to go to Data Sheet View. Okay, let me look at you. Scroll over. Let me see your teachers. You have JB02, CR03, MJ01, CR03. You just want to make sure that you have everything that you need to. All right, open up the teacher table for me. Right click and go over to the left hand side. Yes. No, man. Okay, that's okay, fine. Whichever works. Open, yeah. All right, so the problem there, you have the IDs BB02 when it should have been JB. Then you make a, no, cap it right. Now make a connection, save it, make a connection, and everything should work. Make sure you close though. Close your tables before you even think of forming relationships. Or delete that one that's there and then. Very good. There you go. All right. So you're welcome. All right. So let us know. Okay, stop sharing, Ophelia, so I can go to the entity relationship diagram activity. Everybody has the entity relationship diagram activity open? Yeah? No? No? Okay. Repeat that for me.
Is that ERD activity?
Yes, ERD activity. Because what we are doing is some entity relationship connection, and the entity would be your table, and the relationship would be the cardinality of the one-to-one, the one-to-many, or the many-to-one. So the first one we're going to look at is question 1, and it says the following data must be recorded in a hospital system. So we have 4 entities. We have the ward, the doctor, patient, and drug. If you note, so we're going to do all of that now. So we have the ward. Hold on. Oh, you can't see my screen, right? Let me share my screen. Sorry. All right, ready? So we have. What happened? You good? Okay. So we have the ward. We have, what else again? We have the doctor.
Patient,
yeah.
drug.
We'll figure out how to connect them later on. So we have the patient, and then we have the drug. Agree? All right. Now, the next step is to write in the attributes or the fields that we have. And the fields that we have for ward are ward number. We have, okay, I think this is still in bold. So I'll just move that. It is a neater look if we just go back to that. Okay. Still jumping. Good. Word number, name, type, and the number of beds. So this represents a ward. Let us now look at the doctor now. Right, so for the doctor, we have doctor number. We have name and a telephone number. Then for patient, we have patient number, name, address, and date of birth. Good. While you're looking at this, you're trying to identify the primary keys. And if you see any foreign keys, I need to know. So we're looking for primary keys and we're looking for foreign keys. And if any composite or compound keys exist, I would like to know. All right. So that's what I'm seeking answers for before we start thinking about relationships. So for each entity, what is the, okay, for ward, what's the primary key for ward? Anybody answering that one for me? What's the primary key for ward?
Ward number.
The ward number. Good. Dana, can you tell me the primary key for doctor?
Would that be the number, doctor number?
Right. And why couldn't it be name?
Because you could get two doctors with the same name.
Excellent. All right. Jessica, can you tell me the primary key for patient?
That would be patient number.
Excellent. And Ophelia, what is the primary key for drug?
Drug number.
Excellent, excellent. Now that we have found all of our primary keys, and you notice that they are all simple keys. They're all simple. So, all right, problem solved. Let us now look at forming relationships. Now, if you look at the data below, all that information about the entities and the attributes, it says to us that at any given time, a ward can contain 0 or more patients. What that is saying to us is that the ward and the patient is actually connected. Agree or disagree?
The ward and the patient.
Ward and patient, they are both connected. Yeah? Okay, so let us form the relationship. I'm going to move patient up here, mainly because of the, I'm kind of OCD when I'm ready. All right, just when I'm ready. It's a matter of choice.
I realize that you're like my choice.
You saw that?
Yes, I was saying it to feel like that.
Oh Lord.
OCD,
It's not too bad.
Crazy recognizes crazy.
All right. Okay. So I want you to help me out here. We have a connection between ward and patient. And it says to us that at any given time, a ward can contain 0 or more patients, and a patient is treated by exactly one doctor who may prescribe 0 or more drugs depending on the illness. So what type of relationship you think exists between ward and patient?
One to many.
All right, and the many would be on what side?
On the patient side.
Okay, so what you're actually saying is that for each ward will have
many patients.
0 or more patients, while each patient is assigned to only one ward?
Yes.
At any given time. All right then, that can work. So therefore, we would have to now insert our nice little line. And seeing that I am partially lazy, just partially, I am going to put text instead here. So the one is on this side and the many is on that side. Disagree or agree?
Agree.
All right, and the computer choose to give me a problem. Huh?
Let's put M for many.
All right, you prefer to put the M? All right, good. Yes, we can do that. So you can see that, and then, so you have to read it from both places to make sure that we are fine. Each ward, many patients on it. Each patient is on one ward, and we're quite fine because you can only be at one place at any given time, unless you're Superman, but he's at one place at any given time too. But anyways, let us move on. So it says a patient is treated by exactly one doctor. So we have a connection between patient and doctor. Now, what kind of relationship is that?
One-to-one.
A one-to-one. So what you're saying is that each patient is assigned to one doctor and each doctor is assigned to one patient?
What about Miss Roslyn?
What about who?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what about in the case of surgery where more than one doctor works on one patient?
Exactly.
What surgery database?
But what they're saying is that each patient is treated by exactly one doctor. But the data did not say to us that each doctor treats only one patient. Because that doctor would be very poor. Well, it depends.
One-to-many.
So it's a one-to-many. On which side?
One doctor.
One patient, many doctors.
Okay. So let me just insert that. So we have, all right? No, we're trying to figure it out. So hold on, what is saying? One patient.
One patient, many doctors.
No, but remember, the data says that a patient is treated by only one doctor. So we were restricted. We know in the real world, that you don't have one patient being treated by one doctor, really. Especially if it's a complicated situation. But the data did say to us that it is one patient, one doctor. Right? Okay. 1 second. Oh Lord. I'm trying to log into my computer, man. Computer shut down. All right, good. All right. So one patient to exactly one doctor. So let us see. Each patient, one doctor.
In that case, it's one-to-one.
And then each doctor is assigned to many patients. No?
Yes.
So each patient is assigned to one doctor because of what the question asks. And each doctor is assigned to many patients because the question didn't stipulate that it's only one patient per doctor.
Okay.
You see where I'm coming from? And it's always nice to put the association here, put treated, yeah? So this would be what is happening. So, and here, what did we say? We could put has here. So when you read it, you can use those verbs to help you out. So each ward has many patients, while each patient is on one ward. Yeah. And then for each patient, each patient is treated by one doctor, and each doctor will treat
many patients.
Many patients. Okay, let us see the other part now. The other part says a patient is treated by exactly one doctor who may prescribe 0 or more drugs. So where's the connection here now between what two entities?
Doctor
and drug.
All right then. Okay, so there's a connection between doctor and drug. And what type of relationship exists here?
One-to-many again.
You sure?
Yes.
Many to many.
Yeah, because it says, the only thing you told us, is that the doctor prescribes 0 or more drugs. So we know that we have many right here. We know definitely that we have that. Question. 1 second. So we have a many right here, come in failure. And then now, that's all it told us, but we know we have to finish off the next part. So the next part says, what type of cardinality existing between drug and doctor? Each drug is what? Each drug is prescribed
By men.
exactly by many doctors. So what kind of relationship we have here?
Many to many.
Many to many. So if you have a many to many relationship, do you remember what we said would solve that problem? We need an associative entity. Yeah. Yes, we need a middleman. Do you remember how we said that we would deal with that middleman?
You create the associative entity, and on one side it's going to be one to many. So the many to the associative.
All right, so Courtney. All right, so Courtney is saying that we're going to have, we have to pull the primary keys from both and put it into our associative entity. So we need to have doctor number also. Thalia is saying that when we join, that many to many is going to become 2 one to manys. Do you agree with that? We notice not a soul answering me today. Is what happened?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you, because what that means, I should stop sending you for lunch. We should just starve maybe until 4 o'clock. So where would we see the many?
The many wouldn't be in the middle.
The many would be towards the associative entity, agree?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to move this many from right here now, and we're going to put it right here. And then this one is, okay. So each drug, we would see that a doctor will prescribe it many times. Agree? That's what we're saying, 0 or many times. And then we're saying for here that each doctor will definitely prescribe each doctor will prescribe 0 or many drugs. So each drug is prescribed by 0 or many doctors, while each doctor will prescribe 0 or many drugs. So you'll definitely need the M right there. Yeah, I'm gonna put the prescribe right here, and then we'll put the 1 right there. Of course, you have case tools out there that will help us out with all the stress that we're going through. You know, in terms of in terms of drawing the diagram itself. So don't worry too much about it. We have stuff out there that can help us. You have a question, Thalia? All right, so Thalia has a question.
My question, guys, my question is, when you look at it, you ask yourself, is the relationship really between the doctor and the drug, or more between the patient and the drug?
But it can be, but it depends on the verb. It depends on the verb, because what they're saying is that the doctor prescribes. A patient can prescribe. So based on the verb that was used,
so based on what they gave us,
that is what we're giving back. Yes. And these are type of questions. As a matter of fact, this is a CSEC past paper question. I don't know. CSEC? Yes. And K. And K. Because remember that for IT, you had, right, for CSEC, you used to have general. So what the CAPE students are doing now, especially in lower 6, is what general 5th form students used to do for IT. As a matter of fact, they did more.
Yes.
Yeah. But they managed though.
Yeah, guess murder though.
Now, do you realize that we have something missing from here? Look at that paragraph at any given time, that one. There is something that we have not represented.
Which, back on activity 1?
The same question 1.
Depending on the illness.
Yes. It says that the drugs are prescribed based on what? The illness. So that means then that we need to have in this table an additional, but it's not a part of the key though, right? So we need to have an additional field called illness, so we can see why the drug was given, you know, or was prescribed by the doctor. So the doctor will say, I am prescribing this drug because it is this illness that I am trying to deal with. And that is why it ended up in the associative entity. Yes, we need to rename the table. Anybody have an appropriate name for the table?
Treatment. Yeah.
All right, we could call it treatment. And prescription could work, you know. I mean, I dismissed it immediately, but after thinking about it, it works. Because for the prescription, you have to know who is a doctor, you have to know a drug, and you have to know what illness. But then again, that don't go on the prescription. All right, so I want us to look at the diagram now in totality. And then I want you to ask me questions, please.
Come on, kids. The lecture has to be begging. Come on now.
All right, so look at the question and see if everything is covered. Are you understanding? Yes? I look for the nods. I'm looking for the nods. And the Z and the nose. All right, what about treatment? Look at the treatment entity for me, please. And tell me what kind of key field we are dealing with here. We know it's a primary key, but the primary key, is it a compound or a composite key? You forget already what compound and composite?
What is the compound key?
Yes, and why is it compound, Dexter?
Because the primary key for doctor is there, and the primary key for drug is there, and there are no other foreign keys there.
Exactly. So I like that you said foreign keys, because that was my next question. Because although we know drug number and doctor number come together to make the primary key for treatment, they are both foreign keys. Agree? Yes? All right, so this is what I want you to do for me now. You're going to do question number 2 for me, just like how we did it right here. I would recommend that you write it or draw it and then take a picture of it and show me. But if it's easier for you to type, then fine. But I'm giving you how long to do it. How long you need to do this one? 5 minutes?
Number 2?
Number 2. All right.
Jokes.
Okay, fine. 5 minutes won't work. What about 7? Why are you laughing? You're not supposed to laugh at me, you know.
Some jokes today.
Tired.
You're tired?
Yes.
I know.
I need to take a breather.
Okay, what time is it now? All right.
Really go over all this information.
I know. All right, let me tell you what we're going to do. At 4 o'clock, we will take our 10-minute break. That's 5 o'clock your time, Rosaline. And Ophelia. And Dana. All right, so work for 10 minutes on question number 2. I think that's fair, 10 minutes. And then we will look at each other's answers, and then we go for a 10-minute break.
This question. It's just how many times I put it in the exam. Oh, retribution. Yes. That's it, because the students. Come on now, you can do this question. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you managed 16 marks, and that's because of the student. I like it. Oh, gosh. Then we use it for, we usually use it for DFT as well.
Yes. DFT is tightly associated with this.
Are you going to address triangular relationships? When we get to the normalization part.
You mean in terms of if going beyond third normal?
No, they have three things all linked to each other.
Okay, yeah, I know what the triangular means, but it's only if it's necessary.
Yeah, it's question of when.
Oh, yeah, you're seeing triangular?
So what? Associated.
Finish?
Drawing it in the book, it's message state. Yeah. Can you put in attributes that are not there?
I guess, yeah. Just want to get my marks. But yeah. You just make sure you don't leave out the attributes that you need for your project though. You're going to exam and you get a question like this, you know, give them what they want and leave. Or else it's not wasting time. Yeah, what you saw that you wanted to add?
Like employee, they didn't say that.
Okay, so it's just a connection that they want to see. So,
that's draw the box.
But I'm sure there are many things you could say that you want to store on an employee, but you just want to fill in the blanks.
And we name the ERB same way we name the tables in the singular.
Singular, yeah. Anybody ready to share? Rosalind, you ready to share? No? You're not too sure about it? Well, I don't think anybody will be too sure until it's validated. Huh?
No, miss.
All right, let's see. Dana, Lux, you don't look real tired. Yeah? Too much information? Information overload?
Yes, that's
Very much. It's not as easy as the one you gave us. You just gave us. That one is a totally different one. Very challenging.
Are you saying I'm being terrible?
Well, actually,
Did you say yes, Dana? All right, so you want me to work it through with you then?
yes.
Yeah? No problem. Since you're not making me feel bad.
This thing, I'm just first time I'm seeing all that, so I'm just trying to
sort it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
I will get it after a while.
Yeah. But you can see why it is important, right? Because before you even think of doing up your database, you should really do this first. Yeah. So when you do it up, you say, oh, okay, that's connected to that. I need these variables or attributes, and that should be the primary key. It's actually the planning before the implementation. All right, so let us start with the first one. So it says Carisoft is a company that develops software in several Caribbean countries. So in each of its software development projects, a project is decomposed into a set of tasks. So, you see anything there that we could represent?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me an entity that we could represent.
Project, set of tasks, and Caribbean.
Oh, but you can't say set of tasks though. You have to say task. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, just task. So, okay, so we have project and we have task. And those are our entities so far, right? Let us see if we can form a relationship. But hold on, before we do that, let us talk about the primary key.
You're missing one, you're missing the country of
Huh?
destination country. Caribbean.
Oh, to represent the country?
Right.
All right. Let us, okay. In each, says in several countries. Let us hold off on the country thing first.
Okay.
And see if we can put that in after, because that was just an introduction, right?
Okay.
So with the real business started in the second sentence, where we're talking about development projects and they are decomposed into a set of tasks. So let us show that first before we jump and think about the countries, right? So what type of relationship you think exists between tasks and projects?
One too many.
Okay, the many would be on what side?
The task side.
Yes. So what we're saying is that each task so we're saying each project has many tasks. Agree? And each task is each task comes from what? One project. All right. Good. All right. And then we could say here, decompose. All right. What do you think so far? Let's put in the primary keys. They did tell us that we have PROJID. That's a primary key for that. And it did tell us that we have a primary key for task, which is task ID. Anybody wants to amend this? Any at all?
Just a question, not amending.
Yes. Okay, question?
Couldn't it be the case as well that more than one task could be assigned to more than one project?
Yes.
So in reality, it's really not a one
to many, but a many to many. You heard that question, guys? So Courtney is saying that a project is decomposed into many tasks, but the task, can be for many projects, because based on how they write this, they're saying that the tasks are analysis, design, writing, code, and testing. So what you can have here is that for the project itself will have many tasks, but the task of analysis can be done in many projects. The task of writing codes can be done in many projects too. So he's suggesting that we have a many-to-many relationship, and that's a valid point. What do you say?
I take the other end.
Which is a many-to-many.
Which is one-to-many, where the task, I was assuming that because that's a possibility, they would identify, let's say, the analysis task belonging to this project as a unique entity, different from the analysis task belonging to a second project. So I would have had the fact that they are directly connected, and there is probably some identification of the project wrapped up in the task as being a part of it. Don't know if I would take it so far as using it as a part of the primary key, but definitely to identify. So we know that particular task, 001, identifies the analysis task of this project.
But when you say
from the analysis of,
when you say of this project, you're actually making a link with project and task, and that is why it's a many-to-many.
Yeah, because it can work on more than
one
project concurrently.
But I know what you're saying. You're saying that
I am not assuming that the task identification identifies this task as an analysis task. I'm assuming that the task ID identifies the analysis task of this project.
Yes, but instead of saying of this project, a project already exists. So by just saying analysis, connecting it to a project ID, you're saying that this is analysis for this project. That's really what you're saying.
I would have had that under the, what I had was I added
Come in,
a
Rosalie.
description. I added a description.
One second, Rosalie.
Yes.
So I added a description attribute, so that I was assuming that my task ID would
That
not
would-
say that it is.
That would be
An analysis
redundancy.
task, that wouldn't
If you have another attribute that says in the description that this is for that particular project, that would be a kind of redundancy kind of situation because a task is already attached to a project. So what would happen is, okay, so the tasks that are available obviously are the systems analysis steps, right? So what it is saying is that, okay, the task is analysis, yes? So even if you put a description, the description is another attribute. But when you connect it with a project, that's how you see that this project needs analysis, it needs a writing of codes, and it needs testing. While another project needs analysis, design, and then testing, or you get the point. So what Courtney is saying is a valid point based on the examples that they gave. Yeah, if the tasks were not so specific to the SDLC, the System Development Lifecycle, then I could understand a one-to-many situation. But the tasks were very general to meet particular projects. Yes, Rosalind?
At first, I was going to agree with Talia when I saw that in the question it says each task is performed at a particular location.
Right.
But then when I looked at the end, it says the employees at Carisoft may be assigned to one or more projects.
Mm-hmm.
So based on that, I agree with what Courtney is saying.
For what Courtney is saying?
Yes, he said that he agreed for many to many.
I'm going to show you what Courtney is saying here. He is saying that if you have a project, let me just come here. He's saying if you have a project ID, yes, and you have a task ID, he's saying that project 1 may need to do analysis. Project 1, oh, don't do that. 1 second. This fills out the OS number for me automatically. Undo that. All right. You notice it's persistent, and I am saying no, and I needed to listen to me. Good. All right. Project 1 does design. All right, I'm going to choose to not be obsessive compulsive. Well, I am going to be because I'm dropping it in a table now. Oh, all right, project ID. Yeah, you know, when I was in the high school system, and I do it here too, I fix the classroom before I start teaching, and I can't teach if I see rubbish on the ground. Yes, and the student said to me, "Miss." My students would say, "Miss, I think something is wrong with you." And I'd be like, that sounds like something good.
You teach programming.
Yes. So you're very logical and sequential. All the way, yes. What is it? I'm gonna say D. D is design, writing, to writing. All right. So this is what come say here already again. This is what Courtney is saying. He is saying that for a particular project, you can have many tasks, and we agree. All of us agree with that. But do you notice that for each task here, let us look at A, which is analysis. Analysis is done by project 1 as well as project 2. So what he is saying is that the task itself, you know, the general task of analysis can be done by both project 1 and project 2. So what we have is a many-to-many relationship. Anybody wants to contest that? I know Rosalind is in agreement. Taylor, you in agreement now? Can I tell you why else? You remember how many marks this is due? You remember how many marks this is due? You remember how many marks assigned to this question? That's the reason. Yes. That's also a great indicator. Yes. That's a great indicator that it's actually a many-to-many. All right? Okay, so we're going to break this down into, it's a many-to-many. So instead of having a many-to-many, anybody remember what we do again for many-to-many?
Yes, we have to get an associate entity or something like that.
An associated entity. So that's what we're going to put in now, right? Okay, so instead of the line being drawn between project and task, the line now is going to be drawn between, can you forgive me? Between this and that, and between this and that. So what would we say would be, what's an appropriate name for this associative entity? Anybody? Not PT. All right, project task and work. All right, tell me about the primary key. What would be the primary key for project task? Right, so it would be project ID as well as task ID. All right, let us see now. So where would the many be? Do you know, where would we put the many?
The project task?
Yes, towards the project task.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing for over on the next side, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then we would have the one here and the one here.
Okay.
And you know what? The verb that you always put back is what you initially had, which is the decompose. You just write that back. All right, very good. So we have taken care of that part. So let us now move on to the next sentence that says, each task is performed at a particular location in the Caribbean. What do you think about that?
I think it should be an entity. Yeah, I was at first I was wondering it should be an entity.
Mm-hmm.
It could be an entity or it could be an
What do you mean? What could be an entity?
I think it was Ophelia, or I was saying earlier now, introduced the country.
Oh.
And right, Ophelia, it was you?
Ophelia?
Yes, it was me.
Okay. So what do you recommend that we use as the name of the entity? I wouldn't recommend country as the name of the entity. Anybody wants to recommend something else?
Location.
Thank you. That's the best one. Location.
Or destination.
Yes. And then now we can say we have location. And then for location, we will talk about the country as well as the city maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we just give them back what they need. Now, which one of these you would make a primary key?
Location.
No, location is
You're
the
missing town.
Sorry, country.
Okay. Yes.
You're missing town.
We have two countries with the same name.
No.
We would hope not. That would be very confusing, right? So
country, city, and town, miss.
Why not country and address? Well, nah, city.
You could if you wanted, but it says city or town, so I want to put the two of them because I know if I put city, I mean town, and if I put town, I mean city.
Okay.
All right, so what we're going to connect location to?
The project.
The project task.
The task itself.
What is going to be done?
Well, it says task, right?
Yes, project task.
The task.
Oh, you're saying you'd connect it to project task.
Yes, project task. What's going to be done?
That makes sense. It does make sense.
Makes sense.
So what she's saying is that the location is tightly coupled with the associative entity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you can have one project in the same country with many tasks, so it would be project tasks would be the best link as of universes.
All right, I'm going to give you a hint. You leave the associative entity alone.
Leave it alone?
You can't touch it again. Its purpose is really for the linking of the two entities that have the many-to-many.
So you have to create a new one then.
No. What you notice though is that it said that each task is performed at a particular location. So the question was very specific. It says the task.
Right.
Yeah, the task to location.
Yeah. So I mean, what the recommendation made is a good one, you know. It's a good one. But based on the question asked, we have to just link task with location.
Yes, let's see what you say.
You see where I'm at? All right, so let us connect now. So we have this with that. And then what kind of relationship we have again? The verb is performed, right? Okay, so each task. All right, so each task is performed at what? One location?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let me just find my way over here.
That's what it said.
That's what it says, yes?
Yes, it's a one-to-one.
And then each location will perform one task. That's what it says.
Nice.
It didn't say that it is performed at various locations. It did say just one. So we have a one-to-one. And may employ one or more case tools. You know what a case tool is? It's a computer-aided software engineering tool. It helps you to design, and it helps you to do up your prototypes for systems before you actually do the real implementation. So what they're saying is to do analysis. You might have some tools to help you out in doing up your diagrams and so forth. You know what I mean? So, for example, this that we're doing now, this diagram that we're doing, there are case tools out there that can help us to design our thing easily. To design this ERD easily without all these things that we're going through. All right? Okay. So where are we now? We need a copy. Pull up that door, please. So we need a case tool story, but case tool is assigned to what? A task. So we need it. Unfortunately, you're going to look a little untidy. So we just need it right here. All right, ready again? So we need to connect. Lord, I feel like I lose my students. I'm tired. Let us finish this, and then we can go. And then you have the two other questions to do for homework. What do you think?
Okay, we'll try.
You want to look really out of it? Jessica, you agree? You'll do the other two? You'll try the other two later on tonight? Oh, well, I'm not going to see you till next week, Tuesday. So you have two to do for homework.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Miss, will you give us a...
What is that?
Yeah, I was just... That's me again, Roslyn.
Yes, Roslyn.
I asked, yeah.
Oh, you want these? That's
a contact number, miss, or something to reach you in case we're stuck.
Okay. All right, we have. Okay, so you have WhatsApp?
Yes.
Okay, so you just form a WhatsApp group then? Okay, so you just add me in, so.
We can do that.
All right then, so it's 876-384-1195. 1195.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Repeat. 876-384.
1195.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate that.
Nobody wake me up at night time though.
Yeah, we'll make a
What's that? What's that? What did you
That's
say?
nothing. I went Jamaican on you.
Yeah. Well, translate. Please translate. Translate that.
No.
nighttime calling.
I'm saying don't text me at night. Yes.
We shall create a second WhatsApp group for conversation with the lecturer at respectful hours.
I agree.
Yeah,
We will continue with each other up when we are in the middle.
I agree. You don't want to know when we are frustrated.
You really don't want to know.
No, and I don't want to be a part of that frustration.
I know.
All right, so let us finish off this one so that you can go and get some rest, right?
Oh boy, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I understand. All right, so project task. So tell me what kind of relationship you saw with this. No, it's not project, it's case tools.
Yeah, right.
All right, case tool. Okay, so that means we need a tool ID. That works, and that would be our primary key, agree?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me the relationship that exists between
many to one. Would it be many to one? Many tasks?
You mean one to many?
Right.
We don't have a many to one.
Right, one to many.
Yes, but tell me the many would be on what side?
On the task side.
On the task side. So
yes.
each. Okay, so you're saying each tool can be used with.
Could be used
for, or let us see, can
many tasks.
Okay. So they're saying that the task may employ one or more tools, So it's a many to many relationship you go on there now. Because the statement says that the task may employ one or more case tools.
Oh yes.
Yes. That's why it's worth 16 marks. And then the relationship here is many. I'm going to leave you to do the associative entity for this one, to blast this. All right? So this is, yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm just looking up at that from where I was looking down and I'm just, no. I would be the most stubborn person with the least amount of marks. I'll be sticking to my guns. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wholeheartedly disagree.
With what now?
Oh, the case tool should not be next to the location, should not be next to the task, should not be. Just be calm.
You sure? Prove it.
Don't mind me, I'm just.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I agree. I like when people.
In my head, it's hard once you started learning normalization not to see everything like that. And in my head, I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense? Wouldn't it be more efficient? Wouldn't it?
To put where?
To just make this tool be an attribute.
For which one?
In the task entity.
Okay.
Because
so
there's nothing in there that says that the case tool would be used by a particular employee or for the whole project.
All right, let me show you something. So you have a task, let's call that analysis. And you're saying that a task can have how many tools?
I'm saying that the task will have the one tool that you're saying.
Yes, but the question says that a task can employ one or many tools. So you could have used Visio. Yeah. You could have used a ERD tool. You could have used a DFD tool. No, not coming to mind right now. But it would have violated the first normal form, which is something I haven't taught as yet, the repeating groups. And when you have a repeating group now, you'd have to break that down, put it in first normal form. And then after you do that, now you'd have to blast that to make different tables, and that is why case tool would have automatically been a table. Yeah.
I can agree with you, but I'm not going to be happy about it.
I know, but you know what I know about life? Life is learning. And sometimes you think you know something to the max until somebody says to you, yeah, until someone says to you, what you thought you knew, you know, it's not a complete thing. And you have to be open now to say, fine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great principle.
Oh, and another thing you have to bear in mind is that I am an examiner for CAPE. Yeah. So I mark.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
That's only
So-
wonderful for some people. I just
So yeah, so I have
quiet for the rest of the class.
yeah. No man, but you can talk, because if you don't talk, you're going to keep holding on to what you have.
Which is
When you
why
take
I'm hypertense.
push. And I am diabetic and
Oh,
hypertensive.
here we go.
So
If I'm
I'm
anything
fine.
to do with our secretarial,
I was
I'm
OCD.
thinking about it.
it's a profession.
You're just OCD.
All right, so let us finish off this now. The employees at Carisoft may be assigned to one or more projects. Do you agree that we need an employee table?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we will do now. We will put in an employee entity. And for the employee entity, right, what would we use as a primary key here? Oh, what they call it, emp ID? So we better obey that. All right, and then we're going to do our connection now, which is from here to here. So what did they say about the employee? They're assigned to one or more projects? Yes, this looks like a many-to-many relationship. Again, and why is it a many-to-many relationship, Dana? Wake up, Dana. But Dana gone. Dana smash not. All right, so Dana, you realize that this is a many-to-many? Because each project is assigned to many employees. Right, and each employee can be assigned to many projects?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is it that you need to blast for me now? You need to blast the relationship between project and employee and the relationship between case tool and task. So you have the homework, you have this that shows you the many-to-many, but we know that that is distasteful. So your homework is to fix that.
President, in an exam situation, is it okay for us to say many-to-many and then just write that we would have expanded it?
Sure, and we will just give you the marks for what you did, because you never expanded, no, you can't get the full marks. That's how it works.
No, because this is where I start, right? Because when you're drawing this on a paper,
yes,
it becomes very difficult after a while when you have to do this.
Yes, that's what I do. And I don't even draw boxes. I just write project, that, that. And you do your rough work, you know, and then after you do your rough work, you're ready now to draw. But don't start drawing from the very onset.
I stopped doing this and said, well, I'll just talk it through because they have to look chaotic at the picture.
So, okay, guys, I am going to wrap up because you are absorbing nothing right now. So we will pick up with normalization on Tuesday. And then, oh Lord.
Do you want to
I'll have to access. The notes is up. The notes is up for normalization. So I'm going to ask you to read on it for me, please. And to
finish the other ERD exercises.
Yes.
And
yes.
you're going to remember to post these.
All right, what I'm going to ask you to do is come and take a picture of it and then post it to the WhatsApp group. So I just put it in. Oh, okay. I was going to put it in share in print preview without all of the
Yes.
But where's print preview though? I am up. Oh, I have to click. All right, and where's the preview? This is a preview?
Yes.
Wow, that won't work.
2013. Welcome.
Yeah, that's why I stick with my 2010. All right, so you can take a picture of it, do some screenshots, and then just send it on. All right. Okay, you need the other one too. Did you do a screenshot of the other one? The other one looks so neat. So guys, before we leave, I want you to share just one thing you learned today, and don't share something that somebody else shared. So we're gonna start off with Dexter, who is not normally quiet. I am going to start with Dexter.
Something in my throat there, Dex.
Yeah, when you're choking, I'm not normally quiet, am I? All right, I am being a little. All right, for real.
Yeah.
All right, two things I learned. It was quite interesting because some things were eye opener. You know, I was trying to find what I wrote.
Yes.
All right, let me talk out the top of my head. One, I have never before used multiple primary keys as the first thing. I've always used simple keys, just one primary key. Right? So that for me was very interesting.
Yes.
Additionally, the definitions of the composites and the compound keys, that was also very interesting. Very interesting.
Okay.
So yes, everything else was enlightening, very, very enlightening. But those two things, yeah. So I'll pass it on to somebody else.
Yes, please do. We can't keep it to ourselves. We have to pass it on and use it. Use it in any way possible. You know? All right. Dana, thank you so much, Dexter. That's a good feedback. I feel so motivated by that. Dana?
Hi. Well, it was all new to me. I wish I had done this before the last assignment that we did for the last class, because my unit was database management and I was kind of lost in it.
Oh.
So it's like an eye-opener for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's a lot of information to process right now, but then I will try my best to understand, do a bit more reading, and try to understand it. So when the time comes for me to use it and pass it on, I could do it so very confidently.
Excellent, excellent. I love that as colleagues, we are on the same path, because we are in a profession where we disseminate information. So whatever we learn is not just for us, and it's not just for a grade. It's for us to pass on to others, and that is extremely important. So good that we're on the same, pathway. Rosalind?
Yeah. What did I learn today? Well, everything we did today was kind of new to me. Although I've heard of databases before, but not like that. I didn't go that far. So I'm thankful for the new knowledge that I've received. I really have to go over them, like the fields and the, all these new terms. I'm thankful for that. I just have to really take my time and go over it and let it, sink into my head. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you, Rosalind. And you were very participative. So, yeah. When students are interested in what is being taught, that's when they ask a lot of questions. When you're quiet on me, I get concerned. But this time I know it's not lack of interest. It's tired. Yes. So I understand. All right. Somebody is missing. Who is missing? Jessica. I don't see her. Jessica, yeah.
Yes, I'm there. What I've learned, how to create relationships between the tables, and I wasn't sure if I did that before, but I didn't remember that you had to create an associated entity when you have a many-to-many relationship.
Yes.
So yeah, that's something that I learned today.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ophelia, it's your time.
Yes, with me, everything was new to me. Every single thing. I
Yes.
was really excited about it. I have been waiting, wanting to learn about database and access, and I got the opportunity now, so I'm taking advantage of it. It was
Yes.
a lot today, but I hope that since I asked a lot of questions and I was very participative,
Yes.
I hope that whatever I have learned, I will be able to absorb it better and take it into practice and use it
Yes.
even before September comes.
Yes. True. True.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we're all teachers except for Courtney. So we can all develop our own databases for our classes.
Right.
And once you have designed, your own structure, you know what you want to store for your students, you use it to your advantage. So when they say that you want to know all the students who have maybe failed the homework, failed exam, but yet they pass coursework, you can ask those kind of questions and get answers. And that's what the next class is going to be about. We're going to normalize, and we're going to also look at creating queries and so forth. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is something you can really utilize. Don't let it just sit dormant like that. Cool.
And I really like the class.
Oh,
The fact that you're able to answer I think everything. I'm really enjoying the class. That you do not leave me hanging, and you're there very supportive.
We're a team, so we can't leave you behind. We're a team. But thank you. I enjoyed class today. So I'm going to ask Thalia and then Courtney to state what they learned, and then I can just tell you my little piece, and then we go home and, well, me, Thalia, and Courtney go yard and sleep.
Sleep is necessary. What did I learn today? Lots of little fine-tuning things. You get used to teaching something, but then until you do it yourself, you're like, oh yeah. But the biggest thing that I learned was how, this is kudos to you, how to keep the class going. I can't believe that we've been sitting down there from morning. The class just, because it's so interactive and just, wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
You see, if the class is boring for me, it's going to be boring for you. Yeah. So when I designed it so I would be interested. And if you notice, I did none of the work that I gave you.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it from how long ago, but I did not sit down and do my tables to have them there and just looking at you. Because it helped me to see how fast you can go. And as well as it keeps me occupied so I don't keep, distracting you from your work. So yeah, so that's a trick to the whole trade. And this is something that you should try when you are teaching database and stuff, because you never know. The other day, this school asked me to come on full time with them. I don't know why they would do that though. But anyways, they asked me, and they were asking if I would be interested in teaching business again. Because now you notice that people are asking for teachers with different specialties now, not just computing, not just history, not just business. We have to mix it and mingle it because we have to be relevant. We have to be relevant whether we like it or not. Yes, the world is changing too fast for us to sit down with just history alone and just math alone. We have to mix it with something. Yes. So Courtney, yeah? Oh, sorry, miss.
That's why I was trying to say no pun intended. She's a math teacher.
Okay.
Yes, I learned today a lot of some of the things that I'm doing now are really revision for me, in a sense, because I've been in database for a good while. Really don't use Access that much, so it's like kind of getting back on stream with some of the things and so But what I really appreciate is the latter part of the class in terms of the entity relationship diagram. I've always hated that thing, even from high school, and just understanding, you know, how to break out the associative relationship is really something that I appreciate, because I think that was one of the areas that I can do it in a concept way from my head, but to do it on paper like this sometimes. Yes. So if you ask me, I can explain it to you, but then to actually put it on the paper and do it, I always that's that struggle. So I really appreciate it.
Very good. I think this was a very successful class. I base that on the fact that you were very active learners today. And when you're active, we know that as teachers, when you're active, you actually store the information that you receive. So I'm asking you again to just concretize everything by just going through as Rosaline said that she will be doing. And I wish you all the best. I would just like to end by asking God, I'm about to pray, to help you to remember everything that we have covered today, and that you will be able to transfer the knowledge, not only to get a better grade, but also to be a much more impactful teacher at your school and any other organization in which you work. I pray that, Lord, you will give them the sense of understanding when they do their homework and their projects. We give you thanks in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Bye, guys.
Oh my God.
That is
You are the ideal teacher.
That's funny.
Okay.
All right. We have so much
Okay, Miss Rodney,
yes.
You kept on saying the project and stuff. Is it up? Are you going to upload it, the project? And
I'll upload it by, give me until Saturday, because I have some things that I need to wrap up first, and then I will just upload it on Saturday for you. But it's, you know already the first part. Identify an organization and identify the kind of database you'd want to build for it. Don't go more than 5 entities, and don't go more than 5 attributes per entity.
Okay then.
Right.
And the next class will be on Thursday because you said Tuesday.
No, it's Tuesday. The next class is Tuesday, and then Thursday again. But it will run from 9 to 4, not 5.
9 to 4.
Right.
All right. So 9 to 4.
Okay, so then the mail that they sent is completely wrong.
What they said?
No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Yeah, because look, I have it here and it's saying
no. Well, that was just for the first class. If you read the mail,
Rosalind,
yeah.
They sent the timetable that they sent, and they sent for this course. It's on Thursdays and Fridays.
Wrong. It's totally wrong.
Oh, no, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. They made a mistake.
So you see, and the other course would be on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Oh, you have the old one.
Yeah, you have the old one.
Yeah, you have the old one. So the other class is Monday and Wednesday.
Yes.
Mine is Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So you see, it's they made the error.
It changed twice.
Yeah.
Can you just answer the same right thing?
Contact the office.
Pretty much like the previous schedule. Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday.
Right.
Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday.
Yeah, not Friday.
Yeah, it's always good to have a 1-day break in between.
Well, 1 break for you now.
Yeah. I should tell you that I am actually in a 1-week program this week. A module that, and I missed one class today. Yes, and every day runs from 9 to 4.
The lab tech had said that you were teaching her Java, and they said, oh, that's why I missed it. So she had some things to wrap up. I said,
wow. It's like tight.
She could take you to class.
When I finish this, I can come and join and help, you know?
Yeah, yes. I'm under pressure.
So now, as you know, I will be picking your brain.
Oh, Lord.
In this class.
Yes, I don't have a problem with them saying
Mark K. Spo.
No problem with that.
Mark K. Computer Science and
No.
IT.
No, that's the IT.
Praise God. Oh, it's so hard to find people who know what the heck is going on, but don't have a last name Samuels. I'm gonna let that go. Oh, did you stop the recording?
No.
Who's recording?
Everything is